Hello sweet friends, my name is Birdie and I am your friendly neighborhood forest witch, and in today's video I am going to be telling you about a trip that really made me miss home. So cozy up, grab a snack and your favorite fall beverage and let's get into it. So at the beginning of October, Mr. Old Crow and I went to Nashville, Indiana. And Mr. Old Crow had actually orchestrated this whole trip for me. So he had picked out where we were going to go, where we were going to stay, places we were going to eat, and it was super cute and I really appreciated it. And I really needed the break, not even knowing what was to come after the trip, but that's a whole different video that I'll get into at a different time. But for this particular trip, it was absolutely beautiful. So on our way there, we had actually stopped in Gas City at Payne's Restaurant, which is like a fish and chips place, and we had never been there before, but it was so good. Just the aesthetic of the restaurant was super cozy. We had sat out on, it wasn't really a deck, but like it was covered, but it was outside, and we were right next to some I guess it was like those tall grasses, and then further out were some cornfields, and I had ordered some hot tea and because it was a little chilly, but oh my goodness, the vibes, I loved the vibes. And then before we left, Mr. Old Crow had to get his picture taken with the English Garfield. So that was really cute. And then further along the trip, we actually stopped in Anderson, I believe it is, Indiana, where there's a store called Uranus. Now, we have never been to this store before, but we've heard things from other people who have went, and the whole store is Uranus themed, and like pun and unpun, but definitely pun. So they have a whole fudge section, and the whole shtick, I guess, is packing your fudge. Oh my goodness. So this particular worker kept a straight face the entire time he was packaging our fudge up, saying these obscene things about packaging our fudge. And then when we get to, the cashier, she's like, "Did you have a great time getting your fudge packed?" Oh my goodness. If you've never been and would like some crude humor, y'all, I can't even talk. Crude humor. Definitely stop. I believe they have definitely 2 locations, and I believe they're working on a 3rd location, but definitely go. It is super funny. But while I was there, I picked up some really cute memorabilia. So this little sticker, it says, "Uranus makes me smile." And then this little postcard. I like picking up little things like this that I can put into my travel journal. And then I think since we spent over $25, they also gave us a free Uranus examiner. So they put out their own little newspaper, and the whole newspaper is just hilarious little articles, you know, that like Halloween in Uranus, Uranus obituaries, finding love in Uranus, like just stupid things to make you laugh. But we absolutely loved that store and got a laugh on our way to Nashville, Indiana. So yeah, definitely check out Uranus. I can't even. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, then when we finally got to Nashville, Indiana, so let me give you a little aside thing here of why everybody loves Nashville, Indiana. So Nashville, Indiana is kind of known as the most beautiful part of Indiana because it holds their mountains. And I do this because their mountains are just hills. There are no mountains here in Indiana, but there are some hills, and those are in Nashville, Indiana. And as soon as we got into Nashville, just even though they're hills and they're not mountains, the landscape was just so similar to that of back home that I was just filled with nostalgia and yearning for the mountains back home. And if you're new to my channel, I'm actually from Pennsylvania along the Appalachian Trail. So that's what I'm referring to when I say home. But the leaves were starting to change, and there was windy roads like back home. And if you're familiar with Pennsylvania, it was like Route 30 when you're going through the Appalachian mountains up towards Gettysburg from Chambersburg. It was just absolutely beautiful. There was rolling hills with the changing leaves, and as soon as I saw it, I told Mr. O'Crow, I said, thank you so much for taking me here. This is absolutely beautiful, and this is probably the closest I'm going to get to home besides actually going back and visiting home. So I really appreciated it. Then on our way to the Airbnb, we actually had to drive through downtown of Nashville, Indiana, and it is so cute. There's little shops everywhere, and it really reminded me and Mr. Old Crow of Shepherdstown, West Virginia. We loved visiting there back when we lived in Pennsylvania, and if we ever move back to the East Coast, that is where we want to live because it is so quaint and cute, and Nashville is just the same way.
I've been acting like a wild sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and
so we had to drive through there. Our Airbnb was actually on the outskirts of Nashville, and I can't remember the town, but I'll put it up here on the bottom of the screen. And I'll also link the Airbnb down in the description if you want to check it out. But our Airbnb was actually this cabin that the owner had built, and the owner lives in the cabin up top, but underneath then there are two Airbnbs like underneath the cabin. So but there you have two different entrances, so the owner parks in front of his cabin, and then there's some separate parking for the Airbnb people, and then you go down this cute little stairwell by this beautiful little shed, and then go down underneath the deck, and then that's where the two Airbnbs are. And one is called Peace and one is called Quiet, which I think is so cute. And we actually ironically stayed in Peace. And then within our room, and I'm not sure if I got any footage or not, but in our room, as soon as you walk in, there's the bedroom area with a bed and a TV, and then there's a little bathroom area. But then there's another door over here that actually leads to a whole nother room that looks like a sitting area. And I believe that's actually a pull-out bed. There's a little kitchenette there, a dining table. They have games. They even have some snacks and stuff that you're welcome to. So it's a it's a nice little Airbnb area, absolutely beautiful. Like I said, the owner had built it himself gorgeous cabin, absolutely gorgeous. And outside the Airbnb, there's a little fire pit that you and the other Airbnb people can use. There's a little seating area, and there's also a hot tub. Now, me and Mr. Old Crow didn't get in the hot tub. We were kind of shy, and we didn't know if the other Airbnb people would be in it, so we didn't do that. But yeah, if you're interested in this Airbnb, they also have a hot tub, so definitely check it out. It's absolutely gorgeous. So what we did was, we met the owner. He's very friendly. He came right up to the car as soon as we got there, introduced himself, we introduced ourselves, and he told us if we need anything to let him know. And then we dropped all of our stuff off and then went back in town to do some shopping because you know your girl loves to shop. And there was tons of stores. Oh my goodness, there was tons of stores. And y'all, they were right up my alley. Not only did they have witchy shops, but they also had bookstores and thrift stores and plant shops. And at the end of this video, I'm actually gonna do a haul of some of the stuff that I got because, oh my goodness, I hit the book jackpot. So I definitely want to show you what I got. But yeah, we did some shopping, and Mr. Old Crow is a foodie. He actually has a blog where he not only blogs about movies, which is one of his passions, but also food. So every time we go somewhere, we got to try these different restaurants out. And the food, oh my goodness, the food was so delicious. I will link all the restaurants that we went to down in the description. I recommend them all because they were absolutely delicious. Now, if I had to recommend one, because I wrote some of these down, I would recommend the Hobnob Corner. They probably had the best food. And the coolest part of that restaurant is it used to be an old pharmacy. And on one of the walls, they had this huge cabinet of all these artifacts that used to be in that pharmacy. And it was so cool. That is right up my alley. I love anything vintage, and oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. And the food was delicious. So definitely try out the Hobnob Corner. But let's see, where else did we go? We went to the Artist Colony Inn and Restaurant. That was another good one. The Ferguson House Bistro. And then the morning before we left, we found this place called Ooey Gooey Cinnamon Rolls and Cafe. And oh my goodness, the aesthetic in that place. They had I'm not sure, did they have the fireplace going? I can't remember. I know they had the fireplace, but I don't know if it was on. But up above that was the TV, and they had one of those aesthetic TV channels playing on there, and it was just quaint and cozy, and everybody was in there just drinking their coffee and eating their pastries. Oh my goodness, the pastries. Oh my goodness. I have never, now, believe it or not, I don't really veer towards sweet stuff other than candy. Candy is my jam, y'all. But as far as like pastries and stuff, I don't really veer towards them. I'm more salty and savory. But these were so good. Oh my goodness, they're so good. So if you go, definitely check out them as well. Absolutely amazing. And then let's see what else. The second day, the town was actually also having a flea market at the local church. So not only did I get to go to all these stores, but I also got to go to this little flea market. And that's where I got the majority of my books. This lady was selling books that I had been looking for years that are normally, oh my goodness, between $50 and $80 on Amazon. She was selling them for $1 to $2. I hit the jackpot, and I'll show you what I got here in a minute. But yeah, absolutely, oh my goodness, I had such a great time. And then that second day, not only did we do all kinds of shopping, but we also checked out Brown County State Park. Now, we picked up this magazine too because I wanted to show you before I get into Brown County State Park. So they actually have a map of the little town in here, and I wanted to show this to you. So essentially you can walk throughout the entire town to the different shops and the different attractions and stuff like that. So absolutely love that. But yeah, when we went to Brown County State Park, it was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. They actually had different towers throughout the park where if you're hiking, you can stop at the tower, walk up the tower, and then look out, and it was gorgeous. Oh my goodness. We just went to one of the towers. We did a little bit of hiking, but oh my goodness. We probably should have went to the park first because we had already been out all day shopping. My feet hurt so bad, so I couldn't really do much hiking, but it was gorgeous. Like if we ever go back, I would love to spend just a whole day in the state park hiking, checking out the different towers and stuff like that, because it really was a gorgeous park. And then that evening, we also went to a play, and it was like a rendition of Macbeth, but it was unique because it was like we were watching people perform Macbeth, but almost like we were in the backstage. So they weren't actually performing Macbeth as a play, but it was a comedy of all these things going wrong for these actors as they were putting on Macbeth, if that makes sense. But it it was super funny. It was in an old theater that still exists, and it was just a cute little funny play that we went to, kind of like a break from all our walking and shopping and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And then another thing that we did was they still have some old buildings from, I think it was the 1800s. There's an old jail still in the lot, as well as a few houses, like there was the doctor's house, a little cottage that someone lived in, and the majority of the the majority of the houses and buildings weren't open while we were there. I think there was only one of them that was open that we could walk through, and it was of a little cottage. So you could see it was one room, and they had a bed, a little cradle, there was a fireplace and table over here. So it was really cool. I wish we would have been able to see through the rest of it. Maybe when we go back, we'll be able to do that. But yeah, that's like right up my alley. I love seeing old places, old architecture, vintage items and stuff like that. So this town was super cool and right up my alley. So I really, really liked it. So now that I told you about the trip, let's delve into this haul. I am super excited and cannot wait to show you what all I got. But one of the stores we went into, of course, is the bookstore. And this particular one was the used bookstore called Fallen Leaf Books. And y'all, I found some gems. So the first one is the Pagan Festivals of Christmas and Easter. So can't wait to delve into this. This is by Sean Wilcock. And let's see, it was published in 1992. I also found this gem, The Realness of Witchcraft in America. And this is by A. Monroe Arend, I think. And this one, I believe was this the 1940s? I can't remember. It's either in the 1920s or the 1940s. And y'all, this came from Lancaster, PA, which is really close to my home. So yeah, definitely pick that one up. Then I also found one called Change Your Story, Change Your Life, Using Shamanic and Jungian Tools to Achieve Personal Transformation by Carl Greer. So can't wait to read that one. I also found one called The Captivity of the Oatman Girls. And this is a story that I came across, I believe, at my local library. One of the people from a local native tribe had come in and was talking about how these American girls were taken captive by the natives. Now, I'm wondering if it might show the natives in a negative light, which I'm not into that. But I'm interested in reading the story about what had happened and curious as to, because the people who wrote this are the family of the two girls that were taken captive. So I'm wondering how they're going to portray the natives. Hopefully it won't be in too much of a negative light, but yeah, I'm just curious about the story, so I'm going to read that. I also picked up a memoir called My Fight for Sanity by Judith Kruger. So it's, I believe, I don't know if she was sent to an asylum or what, or maybe she's just, it says breakdown. She was young, pretty, happily married, and the child she was so eagerly awaiting had finally arrived. She had everything to live for, to hope for. Then one day, without warning, her inner world suddenly cracked apart, and she found herself trapped in a terrifying nightmare of unreason and unreality. So essentially, it's about her postpartum depression. So can't wait to read that. Then I also picked up 10 Days in a Madhouse by Nellie Bly, and I have already watched the documentary related to this. Nellie Bly actually went undercover in one of the asylums, and which is courageous as it is, because back in the day when you went in, you barely ever came out. And actually she did have a hard time getting out of there. Her colleagues had to essentially come get her, but it's her notes and experience of being in the asylum and what she saw. So I'm really interested in reading that. Then I also picked up some Sigmund Freud, his Totem and Taboo. I heard this is one of his better books, so I picked that up. I'm really interested in delving into that. And then one of the shops, y'all, oh my gosh, and you'll see why once I show you. One of the shops had this beautiful parakeet decor figurine, and it reminded me of Sweet Basil, who passed away. So I actually got this in memoriam of him. And if you missed what I had done with Basil, I actually buried him in this house plant. So he is in here. And the plant's doing really well. We're actually getting new shoots here. And I keep it with my other plants here. So I thought in memoriam to him, I would just put this little figurine next to his plant. So yeah, absolutely love this. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I gotta get that for Basil. But yeah. And then another place we had went to is called the Wood Fairy Apothecary, and I don't think I got any footage of this. If I can find some photos online, I'll put them up here. This shop is so cool, but there was a lot of people in there, and it's a really tiny shop, so that's why I didn't get any footage, but absolutely love it. If you ever go to Nashville, Indiana, definitely check out this store. But in there, I picked up some Celtic Blend resin incense. So not only do they have plants, but they also have little stuff like this and crystals and jewelry. Wait till you see these earrings I got. Super cute. These were taken, oh, one of my hairs is on there, y'all. This photo is a vintage photo, and I'll put it up here. Famous vintage photo of this lady, and they had turned it into these wood earrings. Isn't that cool? Absolutely love that. Oh my gosh. And then what else did I get there? Yeah, I did. I got 2 other things in there. One was this cute little bunny with a bird on there. And then this patch. Thought this was super cool. Cage bird. Loved that. And then what else did I get? Oh my goodness. I went buck wild on these miniatures. So there were different shops that I had picked these up from, but a lot of the shops had these really cute miniatures that came with these little information cards. So the first one is this adorable little fox holding a pumpkin. Oh my gosh. And if you've been on my channel a while, you'll know that me and miniatures, oh my gosh, I just can't even handle it. I got to get anything miniature. They also had this cute little witch. Super adorable. This crystal ball. Isn't that so cool? Oh my gosh. Mr. Old Crow was like, how many of these things do you need? I said, all of them. And you know I had to get this one. Look at this little mouse holding a pumpkin. Have you ever in all your life? These are just darling. And then I also picked up this little bird. So precious. And then I thought this little acorn was cute. And it has this little loop, so I can actually turn this into a necklace if I wanted to. But yeah, all of them came with these little information cards. Like the bird is a worry bird. The mighty little acorn. Good luck witch. And then the autumn joy fox. So yeah, so cute. And then where else did we go? We went, there was another store where I found this gorgeous squirrel necklace. And it stands for enthusiasm, foresight, balance, and charm. So I picked that up. Actually, that would go with what I'm wearing today. So pretty. Love that. And then, was this? Oh, this was in a shop called Sweet Teas. I forgot. We also went to that store. They had, oh my goodness. They had different types of teas, bubble teas, coffees, different types of pastries. And the whole shop had like teapots and mugs and teacups. And I think there was a fireplace in there too. And handmade tea blends. So definitely love that shop too. But I saw this sticker and thought it was gorgeous. So I picked that up. And then in another shop, I found this beautiful acorn ornament. I thought that would look gorgeous on my Yule tree. So got that. There was this other like witchy type shop that had steampunk items, jewelry, Harry Potter stuff, some other witchy stuff, but they also had ink and quill, and you know, I had to get me some ink. So I actually don't have any brown quill ink. So I picked me up some of this, and also in that shop, they had these really cool colored pencils. Now, I actually have the ones that look like this but are the regular pencil, but I don't have the ones that are the color pencil. So I picked those up. Love these. So cool. And then in another store, they had these little bells that I thought I could put in my little, I put all my thimbles in here. They're actually my great-grandmother's, and they were passed down to me. And I thought these little bells would look perfect in there. But I found one for PA, Pennsylvania, and then also one for West Virginia, where my great-grandmother's from. So I picked both of those up, and they're little bells. So cute. And then they actually had 2 bookstores. One was the used one, like I've already, the Fallen Leaf books. And then they had another bookstore that was for new releases called Naughty Dog Books. And that was actually in the old bank. So as soon as you go in, they had the safe, the old safe. They have it open, and then within the safe is I think it was the true crime section. It was super cool. You could actually see how thick the safe is, like when you walk in. Oh, Mr. Old Crow was loving it. It was super cool. And that place is huge. Like from the front, and when you first walk in, it looks small. But if you go back the hall, it opens up into this huge room with a fireplace. Oh man, it was beautiful. And they had all kinds of new releases in there. But at that place, I had got some stickers. This one says, Patron Saint of Emily Dickinson Introverts. So I thought that was cute. And then Pros Over Bros. And that's Emily Dickinson. And then Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Love his stash. His mustache is on point. And then I also picked up some book plates. It's a pack of 10. And I just thought these were gorgeous. So let me open these up so we can see the individual plates. But I was figuring, since my personal library is getting so extensive at this point, I should start putting book plates in my books in case I ever want to loan them out. But look at these. Aren't these beautiful? Oh my gosh. Oh, the little birdies. Wow, that's really pretty. Love that one. Oh, and then we already saw that one. And then this one here. So cool. I love them. They are gorgeous. And then at one of the antique shops we went in, I found this abacus. And I thought this would go perfect with my current decor of the vintage vibes. So love this. And this was fairly cheap. I think it was only like $6. So really cool. Still has the brand. It says Lotus Flower brand on it. It's got the little gold plates. So pretty. And then they also had another witchy shop called the Redhead Apothecary. And the owner and even her worker both have red hair. Red, long, gorgeous hair. And then in the shop, they have a whole wall of customers that have come in and also have red hair. It's so cool. But everything in that shop was witchy. So I picked up the 2025 Witches Date Book. So I'll be using that and setting that up in the coming year. But I liked this because it gives the moon phases and some witchy information like sigils. It even has recipes in it. So yeah, absolutely love this. So you have like a calendar like that, but then also the section where you can write in. So pick that up. And then also there, I don't know about you, but it is super hard to find gold and silver candles, especially in the smaller size. So she actually had some, and they were only $1 a piece. So I picked these up. And if you know where to get silver and gold candles for a decent price, you know, because half the time they're so expensive, let me know. Because, yeah, I would love to know where I could get me some. But, okay, and then last but not least are all the books that I got at that flea market. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the first one is called Never Whistle at Night, and it's an indigenous dark fiction anthology. So I cannot wait to delve into that. And just as a side note, because I never put out the video of my genealogy, I am actually indigenous, I found out. So I've been really interested in learning more about the indigenous community. So that's why I got several indigenous books. But yeah, pick that one up. I also picked up The Language of Butterflies, How Thieves, Hoarders, Scientists, and Other Obsessives Unlock the Secrets of the World's Favorite Insect. So I thought that would be interesting to read as well. And then this one, Cast, The Origins of Our Disconnects. Me and Mr. Old Crow just actually watched the movie based on this book called Origins. And the movie was really good. It actually made me cry. Oh my goodness. But I haven't read the book yet, so even though I've watched the movie, I definitely want to read the book. It's nonfiction, and it essentially delves into how American slavery is interconnected to the Holocaust and atrocities in India, and I can't do it justice. If Mr. Old Crow was here, he could give a better explanation. But this African American author went through, and the movie highlights that, like, because the movie is from her point of view, and how much, like, she was personally going through. Like, her husband passed, then her mother passed, then her cousin passed, and just her personal challenges that she was going through as she was trying to write this, and all the grief and gruff she was getting on this book. And I don't know, it was a good movie. I'll link it down below too so you can watch the trailer. But yeah, I cannot wait to read this, and because I'm hoping this will go more in depth, obviously, than the movie too. So I also picked up Virginia Woolf, Between the Acts. So an old copy of this. And let's see the publication date on this, if we can find it. This was 1941. So cool. Got an old copy of Virginia Woolf's book. Now, this next one is one that I have been wanting and was on Amazon for like $50 to $80. It's The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. And this has gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous pictures. I have been wanting this forever. Look at this. Aren't these beautiful? I have never, look at this bird. Absolutely beautiful. And then, in addition to that one, also this one has also been on my list. It's The Country Flowers of a Victorian Lady. And it's another gorgeous one with beautiful pictures of florals. So, absolutely love that. Then I also found one called The Rodale Herb Book, How to Use, Grow, and Buy Nature's Miracle Plants. And it has the little ribbon. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. But yeah, there's black and white pictures of herbs in here. And I just thought this would be a good resource, an herbal resource. Even though, you know, it's a little older, but obviously the medicinal, oh, there's even recipes in here. Old-fashioned lye soap. Cool. Sleep potion, love potion. Oh my gosh. What? That's super cool. I didn't even notice. Man, I'll have to really delve into this. Look at this though. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. Then the next one, I merely picked up due to the title. I have no idea what it's about, but the title is The Witch Diggers. So I'm interested, like, what the heck is this about? Like, is this going to be digging us witches, or is it going to be a book that, you know, actually delves into the reality of witchcraft? I mean, it seems like a fiction book, but I don't know. I'll have to look it up and see. Actually, I'll link this down below too, so or put a little blurb on the screen of what it's about after I look it up, because I'm curious. Like, a huge pet peeve of mine are all the movies and books that highlight us witches in a negative way. Like, it irritates me to no end, and no wonder the majority of humans think us witches are absolutely terrible, because that's all that they're putting out in the media. So, huge pet peeve of mine, but I'm interested in what this is about. And then, last but not least, is this gorgeous book. Love it. And this is Encyclopedia of American Literature, Volume 1. And it is just right up my vintage vibe. Look at the side. Absolutely love this. One with, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my word. Let's look at the publication date on this, because I haven't even looked at that yet. Oh, who's that? Ben Franklin? We got Ben Franklin up in there. They even have the tissue paper. I can't get it without, I don't want to rip it, y'all. Let's see. Publication. What? 1855? Wow. I did not know that was this old. Holy cow. Do you ever just smell old books, or is it just me? That musty old paper smell. Absolutely love it. Am I weird sniffing books? Sniffing books on camera, y'all? Oh, I don't know. There's just something about it. I absolutely love it. I wish they could make it into a candle. Look at this. I actually just... Let me turn to this page. See what somebody was on this particular page. What were they learning about? We're just doing a delve here. What were they learning about? Increase Mather. What? Cotton Mather had the fortune or misfortune to be born into the world to sustain a great reputation. Who is Cotton Mather? He was well trained for Harvard? Well, whoever he is, this is him. Y'all, I could like delve into this crap all day. I'm sure you're sitting there like, Shayna or Bird, whatever you want to call me. At this point, I'm just being silly, y'all. I'm just being silly. But I could, like, delve into this crap all day. And you're probably sitting there bored like, Shayna, okay, end the frickin' video. Anyways, that is it. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my trip and seeing my haul. I had a lot of fun. But thank you all so much for watching this video. Hopefully, I didn't scare you away with my antics. But I want to see you in the next one. So... subscribe and share and like and send me all the love, because I love you all. But I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, y'all. Bye.